What's up, guys? We are going to be transitioning from graphing straight lines, right, into graphing U-shaped like figures called parabolas. We're going to go into the details of the parts of a parabola in the next few days, but I figured, before we do that, let's try to draw a few parabolas so you guys get the idea of what it looks like. So this is a lot of mostly calculator work, and it's pretty simple. So like if you're looking at problem number 1, which I circled in red, you're gonna go ahead and plug 5, 2, 0, and -1 back into the equation. So like I'm just gonna do 1. So like if you just plug in the very first one, I got 2 times 5 minus 3. And if you do that correctly, that's 2 times 5, which is 10, minus 3, that should be 7, right? Same thing with the 2. So if I put 2 in, that's 2 times 2 is 4, minus 3, that's going to be 1. And then if you go ahead and put 0 in, 2 times 0 is 0, minus 3, that's -3. And then the last one is that you put -1 in, so 2 times -1 is -2. -2 minus 3, that's going to be -5. Cool. And so what are we going to do? We're just going to basically graph these figures, right? We're just going to put it back in to the graph, and that's it. So for first one, I got 5, 7. So I go right 5, up 7. And then same thing, I go 2, 1. So it'll be 2, 1. And then I have 0, -3, 0, and then go down 3. And the last one is -1, -5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What did I went up 5. Whoops. -1, down 5. If you do it correctly, ignore that dot on the top left. But if you do it correctly, and I don't have a ruler, usually I have a ruler, you just connect it and you get a straight line. You know it's a straight line. This is key, right? This part of the graph is going to be a straight line because there are no exponents at all in the equation. No exponents at all in the equation. However, if you jump to a problem like, let's say, number 5, right? You're going to do 2 and 4 and you're on. Number 5, you're going to need to go ahead and when you put the numbers into the calculator, you're going to notice some curvature that's going to happen, right? So I'm going to do 1 so you guys know how to input into your calculator correctly. Make sure when you're substituting, especially if you see the very first part of number 5, that there is a negative sign right over here, that whenever you substitute values, use parentheses. For example, if I plug in 7, it should look like minus. It should look like, let me see. Okay, minus 7 squared, right, plus 6 times 7, right, plus 1. Actually, let me go ahead and rewrite that down. See if I can erase this part over here. Click on this again. Oh, that again I can erase. So, because obviously something's weird with my spacing on this format, I'm going to rewrite this so it's a little bit more legible. So when you do that, it should be -7 squared, right, plus 6 times 7 plus 1. Take a few seconds, put that into your calculator exactly how you see it, and tell me what you guys get. If you do it correctly, you should have gotten -6 for the very first one, right? -6. And then going down, right? If you make sure you guys show your substitution in, right? You should get the following values. You got 1, then you got 6, 9, 10, 9, 6, 1, and then the last one I forgot to calculate, which I'll do really quick right now. Negative parentheses 1 squared, whoop, -1 squared, -1 squared, and then I have plus 6 times -1 plus the 1. Calculator's bugging out, but that's okay. -1 plus 6 times -1 plus 1. Okay, just in case you guys were seeing this there, I'm putting it into the calculator. The last number should be -6. Now, you're going to see it's kind of weird in the sense that if you look at the table of values that as you guys are plugged in, the numbers kind of repeat, and you'll see why it's going to repeat. Let's graph these right now. So I'm going to have 7, and then I have -6, and then I have 6, 1. Then I have 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then I got 4, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then I got 3, 10, which is on the very top. And then here comes a little bit of a curvature right now. Then I have 2, 9. Then I got 1, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And notice how these points are kind of like mirroring each other on the left and right side of the curve. I got 0, 1. And I have -1, -6, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? And then you're going to finish off by graphing everything else and connecting. You're not going to get a straight line. Remember, if it has an exponent at all, you're going to see some curvature. Especially in these problems when you have a power of 2, it's going to curve into a U. It's going to be either like an upside down U, like a mountain shape, or it's going to be like a little skateboard rink where it's going to be a complete U-shaped figure. So there you go. All right. It's simple. Plug it into your calculator and that's it. Take care, guys. Stay safe.